Alive. We are live with the Onyx Path news. Welcome. I'm not going to be with you for too long today. It's been a very busy evening and day for various reasons, but I am going to tell you something that is incredibly important. And I'm going to tell you as soon as the timer has stopped doing its refresh thing, because it does that for some reason. I think it refreshes as soon as it sends a notification out to people that this video has gone live. So it will run for around 30, 40 seconds. Then all of a sudden it pops up on people's phones and then it goes back to zero. Like just now. I think just now is when people will have been informed that this video is going out. So, welcome to the Onyx Path News. My name is Matthew Dawkins, as it is and always has been, and I'm going to tell you a little about branch riders because we haven't spent a great deal of time focusing on branch riders, and there's a reason for that. It isn't an Onyx Path game. It's a game Onyx Path Publishing are supporting, however. Branch Riders is a game by the Bodhana Group, are a charity. They use role-playing games for therapy, well, beyond being therapeutic tools, they are also fantastic gamers, fantastic game designers, and hello, Alistair, as well. So what do I want to tell you about Branch Riders? Well, if you haven't looked it up already, you'll be able to find it linked in the video description below. And I very strongly suggest that you do, because it's one of those games that has a really vivid art style that I think will just grab you. It will grab your attention. I put it in the thumbnail as well. It's probably not very clear there, but do click on the link below because I think that will engage you. It's a game that is suitable for all ages as well. So if you're looking for a game that works well with families, with children, Branch Riders is incredibly suitable. It's a cross-genre game. Your world is set in the center of this nexus of 8 other worlds that cover different genres. And if you're familiar with the way we deal with They Came From, if you're familiar with the upcoming Scion Mythic Shards, or indeed, well, many of our compilation games, Dark Eras, for instance, Chronicles of Darkness, you'll know that we are pretty fond of games where you can go into Western worlds, sci-fi worlds, cyberpunk worlds, all kinds of other worlds. And in this game where there's evil and chaos that is basically breaking down these other dimensions, you, as the Branch Riders, have to go about doing your best to fix the problem, to stop it. I won't reveal any more. I will instead urge you to click the link below. And the reason I'm urging you now to do so is because there are only 3 days left at time of recording on this Kickstarter campaign. So don't miss it while you can. It's already exceeded 200% funding, so it's definitely funded. The game is already written. We just want to encourage as many people to back it as possible. Branch Riders isn't the only thing going on, of course. Last Wednesday, we released in print on demand the Contagion Chronicle ready-made character set. Now, I've had many stories, told many stories about my time working on the Contagion Chronicle. I developed that book. It was a very onerous project. It was still fun, don't get me wrong, but there was a lot of work that was needed on it. And so it always fills me with a sort of nostalgia, a fondness for when I was working on it before, but also that idea of, wow, there's so much going on in the Contagion Chronicle, which, if you're unfamiliar, is a Chronicles of Darkness, effectively a sort of core book-ish, because it is the Chronicles of Darkness book that enables you to play vampires, werewolves, mages, sin eaters, Prometheans, and so forth are created. And all of the various playable options in Chronicles of Darkness in a single game. It provides you with the rules, it provides you with the setting, a reason for these various supernatural types to work together in a faction and oppose the contagion that's seeping through, that's infecting the God Machine or other parts of infrastructure and reality and your antagonists and so on. The ready-made characters book isn't to be slept on. I didn't work on it, but I wanted to really bring it to your attention, not only because we released it last Wednesday, but because it really works very well for a lot of our Chronicles of Darkness game lines. I think, and I could be wrong, that for the princely sum of $4.99, which isn't much, I mean, I imagine there's cups of coffee that cost more than that. certainly packs of cigarettes do nowadays, you will get a character for every single Chronicles of Darkness game line, and they're all laid out individually for their own game lines too. So this isn't some botched together thing. We have put time into this, probably more time than a $4.99 book truly needs, but we have done it because we love the game and we want you, the customers, to enjoy it. We want you to look at this kind of book with fondness. We want you to use it. So if you've already picked up the ready-made characters, do leave a rating or leave a review. If you've done the same for Contagion Chronicle, the actual core book, if you backed it on Kickstarter or if you bought it since, please consider doing so. If you haven't, consider checking it out. It is one of our last Chronicles of Darkness books. Obviously, we are pivoting in a major way to other games such as Curseborn, of course, which we have made a lot of noise about, and we will continue to do so. The Ashcan is linked below, so if you want your preview version of Curseborn, you'll find it in the video description. But whatever your flavor of horror, we have probably got you covered in some way or other. So last thing I will say in this Onyx Path news, and it is always a very important thing. I often spend time in my sort of final thoughts either pointing you toward Drive-Thru-RPG to review our games, or I ask you to tell us about any podcasts, videos, blogs, if you're writing on RPGNet, about any of the books you've read of ours, that kind of thing. That isn't what I'm going to say this time. This time I am just going to say a big, big thank you. I want to give a huge thank you to those of you who watch this Onyx Path news, who, when I prompt them or ask them or command them to leave these ratings and reviews to inform me about the media that's going out, about our games, actual plays, and so on, that you go ahead and do so. You know, it's very easy to sit there and do nothing. It obviously takes a bit of effort to drop me an email using one of the links below, or leave a star rating on Drive-Thru-RPG. I know it doesn't take long, but the fact that some of you go out and do it, and we get this information when you do, you know, we can see when people are leaving ratings and reviews and so on. And obviously I know when someone's emailing me. So I really do mean it when I say thank you. I am incredibly appreciative of the fact that you do this. It helps us. It helps us, Onyx Path Publishing, as a company, because every single time someone does that, when one of you does that, it makes more people buy our games. And the more people who do, well, that means we can create more of them. So I've been toiling hard on things like the finishing the outline for Steam Wars and Monster Kingdoms, two of our upcoming games, and you will be able to hear more about them soon. But coming up very soon, much sooner than that, you will see Scion Mythic Shards, one of the developers of which has just posted in the chat below, "Hello, Kim." And yes, everyone's saying hello to Kim right now, who is all the way on the other side of the world to where I am right now, living an adventurous life, sampling all of the world's greatest foods. So I am going to leave you with all of that. Please do check out Branch Riders. It only has 3 days left, and it really is a perfect game for playing with kids as well as grown-ups. Please do check out the Contagion Chronicle and the ready-made characters if you have not. And again, thank you so much for reviewing games when I ask, rating games when I ask, telling me when you've written threads on RPGNet or EN World about our games. They all help massively, and I am very, very grateful. We all are Onyx Path. So have a lovely week, and keep your eyes open for Wednesday to see what we release on that day. So until then, bye-bye.